And you know,
family of it. It's
the guy that made the test. He was a cool dude. He was a surfer at Mullins, and he created the PCR. And he was like, "Bro, you're not even supposed to use it for that. You can amplify it, and it will say, yeah, for sure, you got that to anything." And so I've seen videos where they were swabbing oranges and apples and pears and grapes, and they were popping.
And
the medical
I just started the live stream again.
Okay, cool.
You're exactly right, though. You're exactly right.
Damn it, I wanted to say something.
The medical industry.
Yeah, I know. You're exactly right.
I want to tell you guys a funny story.
Yeah.
Can I tiptoe around it? I can tiptoe it.
Probably. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, sure.
So when all that was going on and people were wearing stuff on their face, before that happened and before they were actually telling people to do that, I have a small prepper bag and I had those in there. And so I was wearing one before anyone else. But then when they started telling people to put them on, I took mine off because I knew.
Smart man.
I knew that I didn't. And I was walking around wearing it, and people were so bewildered and would ask me, like, why are you wearing them? Why you got that on? Like, what's going on?
Wow.
It was really
well,
fun.
You guys have a blessed morning, and I'll see you again.
Hey, God bless you, brother.
Yeah,
no
you too,
fear.
man.
No fear.
Nice to meet you.
Yep, no fear. Nice to meet you too. I've been in and out, but I'll see y'all again. Peace.
Peace, man. Don't be scared.
What's happening, everybody?
Is that Jenny?
What up, bro?
No, hey, did you hear Helio's song?
Oh, a new one?
Yeah, well, it's not that new, but
Run! Oh my god, bro! Oh
what's
shit!
up?
It's a few days.
We played it. We played it earlier. I wrote the song and he sang it.
Dude, I just got blasted back like 4 years talking to you right now.
We had a time warp.
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
Dude, I wish it was 4 years ago. 4 years ago was so fun. It was like things were less
Way
fucked up.
different.
Everything was
Pre-memulous. That was the pre-memulous era, I would have to say.
yeah, things were less fucked up in the world. The world has gotten more fucked up.
Yeah, well, you
A
can't
very
swim
short
in
time too.
The trick is you can't swim in that thought, though. That's all. That's the trick.
No, I don't dwell in it. I just move along.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not getting any younger, are we?
No.
But it is what it is.
Look how many people we've lost in just this short time. We lost Rob.
Did he cut out or did I cut out?
He did cut out.
Who did we lose?
We lost him.
Yeah, all that sucks. But it's nice.
It's like we lost. Oh, right.
With age is nice, but I just for the first time had to go get reading glasses, and that fucking sucks.
Yeah, she does, bro. Sure does.
I just heard me go.
This is shit for like a couple of years now. I'm just like, am I gonna have to start wearing them around my neck now? I mean,
no, don't do that. Don't do that, bro. Don't do it.
I'm gonna have to put them in my pocket and only pull them out when they're absolutely necessary.
Have them in a pocket, like a shirt pocket, bro. Don't put them on your neck. Please.
I'm bringing back monocle, dude. I'm bringing back the monocle.
Has them cheap.
There you go.
My sister-in-law, she's like, just put them on your neck.
No.
She owns that shit. She's like, I'm like,
the trick is you got to have a half a dozen of them. You got to have a half a dozen glasses laying around where you would use them.
Different strengths too. Like
I only need one pair, the perfect pair.
Well,
I use them all the time.
Yeah, you need
different focal distances. Like I'm wearing them right now, and I wear 1.0, and then sometimes I need a 125. If I got to see smaller text or 150.
I like reading glasses myself.
1.0 is not magnified.
Yeah, it is. It's like a.
Why the fuck would you put any glasses on that aren't magnified?
That's just a number. No, it's like 10%. Like
no.
The 100 is like 10% or whatever it
I
is.
use 1.75, and they work pretty good for my smartphone.
That's a lot. 1.75 is kind of a lot. Like 1.25, I could see.
I have more than that.
Yeah, mine's my better ones are 2.0, but
well,
I like these.
That bad then.
I like reading glasses.
You know what it's called? You know what it's called, old people? It's called presbyopia.
Hey, I'm a new old person, so there you go.
Yeah, you older than me, Jenny.
I'm
not supposed to say that about ladies. I apologize. God.
No. I am a new. Hey, I refuse to act
ain't
my
that
age.
much older than me, though. About
but here, I refuse to act my age. I've never been this age before. I mean, come on.
I've never been this age before.
I am a new old person.
Do you want to know something? You know those goggles, those AI goggles that people are wearing, like the what Mark Zuckerberg wants people to wear.
Right.
Anyway, that is a fucking tanning bed for your eyeballs. You have that LED screen. It seems like it. Like I've roasted mine. No, thank you. I know.
No thanks. I'll just, if anybody could give me like Atari 5200 and an old TV, I'd be happy. Fuck that VR shit.
Yeah, the virtual reality headset is like a cell phone, and it's like what? It's
Mark
like
Zuckerberg. He's a lizard. Oh my god!
They want us to live in the metaverse. They named Facebook Meta.
Scary shit.
I think that's a giant flop. That's like a video game.
Like back, it's kind of like that word meta was already out there like 5 years ago, right?
Dude, it was like older. There was a game called The Sims.
What the fuck are we talking about?
They lived in
10 years ago.
Way off in the weeds. We're way off in the weeds.
It's a video game.
You know what's funny is when you get old, your body falls apart, but you gain all this wisdom, but you're too old to really fucking do anything with it, and you can't really pass it on because the youth don't want to hear from you.
Well, you know what we need to do?
Are you referring to me?
Hey, we need to start talking more to our elders. That's what we need to do. Like obscure little nuggets.
They're all dead.
No, there's some the silent generation still.
Actually, Jen's right. We should pick their brains before they're gone. I mean, they know of the old world. Like, remember when I just talked about this earlier. Dave Weiss.
I'm going to do it too. Go ahead, Ron. Sorry. Well, the reason why I brought it up, Ron, hey, listen, remember how I told you I'm a new old person? I'm not quite yet at the senior level, right? But somebody at the township that I live in, at the township building, they said that they don't turn people away. So I could go in there and start talking about talking to old people like when they were, 20 years old or something. Not everybody's going to have that great a memory, but I'm sure there's got to be somewhere like a needle in the haystack or something, like maybe about the Titanic.
Before that information's lost forever, we do need to document it. If they're still coherent,
right?
90, 100-year-old people, if you could find them, and ask them these kind of questions, like, no, we were never taught that the Earth is a globe. And they might still believe the moon landing, you know what I mean? Because people, they're just naive sometimes.
I mean, even if it's secondhand information, it's not like I'm out to prove anything to anybody. So if like an older person told the story that their parents told with every family gathering the same story, I want to know that. You know what I mean?
That's the reason, they keep our lifespan short. In other words, like if you had your great grandparents and you could ask them this stuff, it would be from people you trust, right from their mouth. So it's like, who are you? And that's why they don't want the older people around. They want them gone.
I got a bunch of pictures from my great grandmother I've been dying to go into, but I don't want to unless my sister's with me, and she's always in fucking Arizona, so I got to pest her. And I'm just hoping there's going to be something in there that's going to drop my jaw.
That's why they promote too that people don't stick together as a family, and that you're supposed to move away from your family and not stay connected. But that's not how it's supposed to be. Your family's supposed to be like your clan. You guys are supposed to stick together and stay together.
It's called atomization. They break apart into
and that's where the village. It takes a village to raise a child comes from. It's not the village. It's the family, but they've destroyed the family unit, and now they've turned the village into the state. They're the village that's raising their kids.
No shit, bro. That is facts right there.
That's why countries like in Europe that have a tight family structure, like they might have generations of people all like living in close proximity, and they're tighter knit. It's harder to divide those people. They got a tight knit community.
Well, it used to be people used to work close to home. People didn't travel a half an hour away to go to work.
I know that's a newer phenomenon. Helio does that. He drives a half hour each way.
That's not too horrible, but once you get over that, you're really, I don't know.
Well,
you're taking away from your daily pay.
It just sucks. I did it before. I was working at UPS and I drove there, and it was a shit job just loading boxes, and I was making only $8. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm driving.
Oh, that was ages ago, bro.
Dude, that wasn't that long ago, and they don't pay you very well. And the thing is, what was I gonna say? They don't pay you well, and they only give you 3 hours. They were only giving you a 3-hour shift. So like,
fuck that.
That's what I'm saying. I know you got nothing. Your paycheck is nothing. I'm like, fuck this. I want to drive the truck. I don't want to do this bullshit. You ain't giving me no fucking hours.
Yeah, well, right now in today's climate, it's a job seeker market now.
No, this is like 10 years ago. But I've been doing other things. I did construction.
$8 an hour? That was a way
they were
long
paying
time
jack shit, Jen. That's what I mean. They were paying like shit wages.
That sounds a little bit illegal.
I didn't work there very long, but
yeah, that sounds highly illegal to me.
It's for sure. And they even had a union. They had a fucking union.
It's like, where's the workforce plan? Where did all these people go? Because a restaurant down the street from my house actually just closed down because they can't hire anybody anymore.
No one wants to work, dude.
But how are they surviving? What are they living on?
Yeah, I run a restaurant, and it's the same thing. It's so weird. Like half the stuff just vanished, and we never heard from them again.
Stimulus.
I don't get it. Where'd they all go?
Well, it's got to change soon because I'm pretty sure emergency funds and whatnots are coming to a close. I read it on some headline about food stamps. Food stamp, emergency food stamps are done. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about for the other thing.
Well,
it shall remain nameless.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's over with so far as emergency funds. Food stamps, it's going back to quote unquote normal now.
That's crazy too, because I could do 30 job interviews and 2 guys. I could hire them all, and only 2 guys are going to show up. Maybe not even 2, maybe just 1. Or somebody will call for a job interview and they don't show up.
That's messed up, man.
It's because I think they're trying to act like they're looking for work so they can get unemployment. That's my guess.
Yeah, that would be my guess too.
They have to submit something. My friend was on that, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta say that I submitted like 3 job applications or whatever," and he kept milking it. He was on unemployment for like 2 years. He ran it as far as he could.
Like they can do that without actual interviews. Like why do they have to actually mess up time?
You used to have to do that application bullshit for food stamps. I guess they figured it was too much paperwork and hassle, and they don't do it no more like that. Not enough manpower to handle the paperwork.
It's all circling the toilet. The whole thing is falling apart.
I know some people that really know how to work the system and are taking advantage of it every way they can, and they're living so well, but yet they don't have anything really to show for it because they spend it quicker than it comes in. And they could they They could have a
Horrible.
house. They could have all this stuff, a brand new car, but they have nothing. They go and they buy a $500 Burberry scarf. And
Okay, I'm going to be really vulgar for a second. So I don't mean to offend, but this term is still being used. That would be called nigger rich.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about too.
Or
fabulous.
there's another term. I can't think of it. I can't think of it right now. There's another one.
Ghetto fabulous.
Yes, ghetto fabulous.
This
Neuter diversion.
my fiance's sister has 3 kids with a bum, like we're talking about, and she gets back every year. She gets back in taxes like $30,000, and they burn it all up. They burn it all up before the year's even
30,000. I've never heard of such a thing.
They live in a shitty apartment. They have a shitty car.
Nice rims though, right?
Actually, no rims. Actually, no. They spend it on garbage. They'll spend it on like expensive clothes, but then I don't know what they do with them because I never see them wearing it again. So I don't know what ends up happening to it.
That's strange.
See,
it's really bizarre.
If they're getting that much back, they shouldn't be taking that anyway. Like someone.
Well, I bet you they got nice TVs and shit.
Oh yeah, they got of course they got all those amenities.
Gaming system, newest games, whatnot. Yeah.
I bet their iPhone doesn't have a button.
All the entertainment stuff.
Do you guys know how horribly expensive brand new phones are? It's like, get the fuck out of here, man.
I know. They're like all $1,000 and up. It's like
no, like 1,500
really
at minimum. Yeah, it's into the like almost $2,500 range. It's insane.
No fucking way.
It's my BlackBerry bag,
and they're made with slave labor.
You know what? Logrian had this phone. It was like a big, thick phone, and it had like a massive battery. And he paid like $150, but he's in the UK. I don't know if we have the same networks, but he said you can get them for our networks here. Like, you know what I mean? Like the networks we use, the GSM and CDMA. I don't know what service provider you have, but I'm sure you could find that phone.
Somebody tell me why if I wear a size 9 Jordans and somebody wears a size 16 Jordans, how come we are paying the same price for a shoe that is twice the material of my shoe?
I don't know. I don't know why.
It's the same price.
Wow. Random.
I thought it was kind of on topic.
All right.
Maybe not. Sorry.
I can't imagine a $1,500 phone.
Oh yeah, for sure. They are really that expensive.
Oh yeah, you don't want to drop them.
And then in 2 years, it's obsolete.
No.
I kept my phone for a long time. I had an old, like a 5-year-old phone. I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy a new one because I don't want the 5G in it. So I tried to as long as I could, but I just had to get a new phone.
I don't
understand how they do that with technology. How they do this slow roll with technology, so they can sell us basically like a TV, say, that is supposed to be state of the art, but really it's not, and they're about to release next year one that's even better. You know what I mean? And they're constantly doing that.
They're like the professionals at the slow rollout, bro. They're professionals at that. I mean, come on.
How far advanced are they with the technology that we haven't seen yet? And they're just slowly.
You gotta look at the movies. Watch the movies if you want a little bit of a clue. That's my guess.
You know what I talked about?
I know it sounds crazy, but
I talked about this earlier with my nephew. The video games. He was playing a video game with Zelda, and the ancient technology. It looks like high tech. It looks like computer chips. And then Link, the character in the video game, he pulls out a device. It looks like a cell phone, like a slab or a tablet, and he places it under this thing, and it downloads the data. There's like a drop of water drips, and it downloads a data set. So in the game, like I was saying, the ancient armor, the ancient sword, it's the highest, most powerful weapon you can attain. So everything's in ass backwards. The ancients had higher technology, and I think they're kind of leaking it out through video games and shit, like, dropping dropping little breadcrumbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why does the ancient stuff seem more advanced?
I thought we were cavemen.
We were like ancient equals primitive. No, ancient does not necessarily equal primitive. That shit was high tech.
Yeah, and they have technology.
Hey, his name is Link. His name is Link. I just figured that out, dude.
Over here.
His name's Link.
A link to the past.
And all of that falls under the umbrella of mythology.
Dude.
Like Starlink.
Super Nintendo Entertainment System. There was many a morning where I was playing that game as the sun woke up, the Zelda game.
64 had the better one. I like the Ocarina of Time.
Well, yeah.
You remember the television show, the cartoon television show? He'd be like, "Excuse me, princess."
I never watched the show.
You guys are nerds.
What? Yep. So yeah,
I never played Zelda though. I never owned a Nintendo.
I was like the original. I was like the original generation that Atari. Well, I remember Pong when I was really small, but the Atari. Oh man!
My first system was I had the Sega Master System, not the Nintendo.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't doubt that at all about the Sega, but it just wasn't as popular as, the Nintendo. Or, well, Atari and then Nintendo.
Nintendo killed them in marketing.
What's that?
Nintendo killed them in marketing.
Oh, yeah, that's a great way to put that. Yeah, well said on that.
I liked Sega. I liked Sonic. Sega. Yeah, Sonic was the fun game. But they didn't have a lot of games. Like, Nintendo had a lot more games.
Yeah, that's because Nintendo bought up or signed deals with all the big game manufacturers to kind of try to box Sega out.
Sega had better graphics. Yeah, their stuff was a little cleaner for the earlier sets.
Well, the Sonic the Hedgehog game was it seemed pretty superior to me. So
it was fast. It was really fast. Yeah, the graphics.
That was on the Genesis when that came out.
That was Sega Genesis. Yeah, that was like their first
mobile.
That was so. What Nintendo would have matched the Genesis? Was it the?
It would be Super Nintendo, probably.
Yeah, Super Nintendo.
I loved Super Nintendo. Oh my God, Super Mario 3. Oh yes, love that game so much. The nostalgia.
64
I could go back.
Much better though. 64 had pretty decent games. Like the graphics got pretty good. I was still playing that. My nephew, we used to play Mario Kart on 64. He'd play that for hours.
And then a decade later, we have social gaming from MySpace and then into Facebook and then you had what was it? What were the big, huge online games? I can't think of the one that's the biggest one.
World of Warcraft?
Yes. Yeah, I had a dating rule a long time ago that if you played World of Warcraft, we got to just keep it moving.
What if I had dreadlocks and was a handsome night elf shaman?
No.
Jen plays Pokemon.
I played Farmville, but I didn't stop my social life to play the game. You know what I'm saying? So my pumpkin withered. That's just how it was. World of Warcraft. Oh, sorry. What now?
Farmville's a deal breaker.
For me, when I was dating a lot, my one time I had a deal breaker. It was if they're a fan of New Kids on the Block. I'm like, you're liking a band that teenage girls like. It's a hard pass.
Oh no.
Whatever. Those songs are catchy.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think it was more of a teenager thing. That if you've got adult women who are fans of New Kids on the Block, I'm like, no, thank you. Okay, you got some growing up to do.
That's valid.
I used to feel that way about Justin Bieber, and I would talk shit about anybody that liked Justin Bieber. But I've actually listened to some of his music now, and that kid can actually really sing his ass off.
Oh, come on.
I don't have to like him to enjoy his voice.
What about him singing live? What do you think he sounds like?
Probably trash.
Did he win an award because he some singing game show that he won and then got like a record deal?
Yeah, game show. He just happened to go on the game show. Thumbs up. Yeah.
And someone
that's how they bring people out. That's how they test drive people. I mean, come on.
Somebody with a voice like Helio can't make it, but someone like Justin.
That's how William Hung got so big.
I just say that Justin Bieber needs to be deported back to Canada via catapult.
It's too late, dude. He's already done his damage.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good citizen, probably.
He's okay now. Now it's just Elon Musk deport back to South Africa via catapult.
Oh, geez, Louise. Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. Let's do that, Crit. That sounds like a great idea.
It's his handlers. He's being taken advantage of. You don't think he's being...
Come on. No. No. So he's a victim. I don't know.
He put a car in outer space. He put a car in outer space, man.
I have a little bit of a suspicion with these people in the, spotlight on the mainstream, the world stage, like Britney Spears. I'd be willing to highly speculate that she has been, known what she's been getting into for a long time. I don't think she's been a victim for all these decades.
Leave alone.
You don't think in the beginning, though, that they sign contracts that they don't understand what they're getting into, then by the time if they do go to it, it's too late.
See, the thing is, though, the creator gave us instinct, and we can know that something's not right without him being able to describe it. And if you choose to forego that and proceed, that is at your own peril, in my opinion.
But some people...
Does that make sense?
People don't have that knowledge of understanding. Yeah, but some people
you don't need any knowledge
of understanding of what instinct is. But no, people are taught now to disregard those instincts. And so a lot of people don't know what that instinct actually is and where it comes from. So they disregard it, not understanding what exactly they're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm just going to say what we're talking about right now could easily be a 2-3 hour conversation.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, all situations don't carry over to every end of one situation scenario doesn't carry over to many different people. I'm just too skeptical. Like the big, I don't want to go on too far off into the weeds with this one, but her name's Jazz Jennings, and that's not quote unquote her real name, but she's on the show TLC. I think there's some major information that's being kept from the public. Like, I think she's intersex, and I just don't think she has the physique of a boy. I mean, allegedly, puberty blockers and such like that, but you can't change the skeletal structure of a human being. And there are exceptions on both sides of what it's supposed to be, but I just don't see it. So,
I can sum it up really quick. Yeah.
That's it.
The right.
I don't know what jazz is.
Helio.
Now you can't date. We cannot date now.
Yeah, Helio, you're disqualified. There's no dating.
that motherfucker.
Yo,
Thank you, Helio. I appreciate you, bro. High five. Appreciate that one. But yeah,
hey, by the way, Jenny,
what?
Wolfgang / Ron was threatening to play my newest iteration.
Oh, thank you. 20 minutes later, we're coming back to it. Yeah,
you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Jenny, don't you think we're all victims of the globe lie? Aren't we all victims of the globe lie?
Well, we were.
Certainly are. Well,
we won.
Yeah.
Well, we once were, but we're still victims of the rest of the world that still believes it. So.
We will not be oppressed. We will not.
Yeah, they tried.
Is this the one, Ron? Hold on, let me see if this works. Copy link.
Helio, have you been up all night?
Don't tell anybody, but yeah.
I know you could. It's too early for you to be up and awake.
Yeah, but I got some Domino's pizza I'm about to eat, and then
rock on, bro. Nice.
Let's see if this
great
works.
Breakfast.
Let's see if this works. Here's the associated video. It might. Someone told me long ago that the earth is not a globe. I know. CGI from NASA. When they claim they go to space, we all know the world's a stage. I know the water's always level. I wanna know, have you ever seen the curve? I wanna know, have you ever seen the curve? The curvature of the earth.
Awesome.
Yesterday when I was blind, I believed the filthy lies, the Big Bang and macroevolution. Now I've left that all behind. It's intelligent design. I know it's a geocentric creation. I wanna know, have you ever seen the curve? I wanna know, have you ever seen the curve? The curvature of the earth. I wanna know, have you ever seen the curve? I wanna know, have you ever seen the curve? The curvature of the earth.
OMFG, bro. You should sing that karaoke in your local area. That was fucking amazing, dude. I loved every second of that. That's your best, I think.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Huge applause. I'm holding my phone and a cigarette, so that's the only reason why.
He was reading it off of whatever, off his computer.
Yeah, that was my first draft. I mean, Ron sent me the lyrics, and then I just recorded it that was the first draft.
Dude, you need to go to your local karaoke bar and sing that bitch. Fuck. Blow everybody away. And then do a mic drop. And then do a mic drop and say, I'm out.
Have you seen curve?
Damn,
curvature on the earth.
He's got a good
Yeah.
soul for this.
Dude, that's
I'm glad
amazing.
he
I love it.
He was like, it's hard to get Helio to do anything, but he's like, I'll be right back. And he's like 5 minutes later, he's got
it's just like that one I already knew, you know. It's just like, I knew I could do that one, you know.
But it's hard not to sing the original lyrics because it throws you off if you're not like concentrating.
Well, it's like sometimes when I do these karaoke tracks, it's hard not to hear them when I already did it. You know, just like, you know, those other karaoke tracks I did. I can't listen to the originals. Yeah, I can't even listen to the original anymore without hearing my version.
Oh my gosh. That one monkey song that you do, every time I hear that, I hear your song.
The one taking your ball from you. Or your glove, wherever you go.
I will be taking your glove from you.
The original version. I'm never gonna. I'm always gonna hear that now in my head.
I know that's what I'm saying. It affects me the same way it does you guys.
Mission accomplished.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
It's like an even better, like Weird Al songs are sometimes like that. But
yeah.
I actually muted myself and I was singing it.
Aw. Awesome, Helio.
Let's do that.
It's amazing what music can do when it's positive like that and has a good message. It's amazing how it can make you feel, you know?
New songs are scary, man. I don't like them. Like on the mainstream, no thanks.
Yeah, it's creepy. It's amazing what they've done. They've turned everything on its head.
Like the Little Nas X, man, that dude's fucked up. Sorry, not sorry.
You know what's fucked up about that too is look who they got influenced in him before he came out with all that crazy shit. He was going to elementary schools and performing for elementary kids before he came out and started doing all this satanic out of the closet shit.
Well, it doesn't surprise me.
That's who his fan base was.
It doesn't surprise me because I seem to remember within the last decade, I don't remember how long ago, but that there's been legislation for other quote unquote religion, and Satanism or whatever you call it was, you know, in that category. So for that to be, you know, in the news and then people go with it, you know, now look at what we got. So
I don't know if you follow like rap music at all, but
I actually have now, the beginning. Sorry, go ahead.
But the rap artists now, they're all homosexual.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you listen to old rap, and it's almost like Sesame Street. You're listening to Sesame Street with old school rap. Mm-hmm.
The thugs in the street, though, that are listening to this music and living this lifestyle based off this music, don't even know that their favorite rap artist is, you know.
Oh yeah, I get you. Yep. It's pretty tragic. It's been infiltrated. So yeah, money makes the world go round, and you know, I guess sexuality has its value in the industry, and because some
wait, makes the world go round. What?
But yeah, I like Eazy-E before he was with NWA, and I was listening to Luke Skywalker before. It was what was the name of his group? Shit. Remember the first album was As Nasty As It Wanna Be. Huh?
Two Live Crew, right?
Two Live Crew, yeah. I had a momentary lapse of reason there. Thank you. But yeah, and then I remember Too Short.
Honestly, I listened. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I listened to all that too, but those people were scumbags too.
Yeah, because they're kind of actors, industry plants. Because we all know, like Eazy-E, how he exited the world stage. He died of AIDS.
Eazy-E was a real gangster. So they take a drug dealing gangbanger and they prop him up, give him millions of dollars, and get him a fan base and promote that lifestyle on people.
I don't know, man, because I don't know if Ice Cube and Ice-T, I don't think. I mean, they may have been there, but I don't know if they were organic. I don't know.
No, Jack, Tupac.
Ice Cube wasn't. Ice Cube was he went to a private school. He wasn't really raised in the streets like that. But Ice-T was. He was a pimp.
I don't know. How much do we know about the man from his
stories?
And the reason why I'm not so sure that they were real gangsters, well, at least Ice-T still, because, later on in his career, he played a fucking cop on TV. I don't know, man. To me, that seems like if you're thinking about an ideology or belief system, that seems like you've been compromised, or like you never were. You never were what you said you were.
Yeah, and that song called Cop Killer.
My connection is horrible. I didn't catch that.
I was saying, Ice-T had this song called Cop Killer, and then he just went on to play a cop for his career.
Mm-hmm. It's like, come on, man. Really? Just seems like a little bit coincidental for my liking. Because he's not the only one. Saying. Yeah, like Queen Latifah. She played on some cop show, I think. So, Ice Cube, Ice-T, Queen Latifah. I guess if I did actual research or looking into it more, there'd probably be one or two others.
Well, it's not like they have any, scruples. They're sellouts. They're going to go and do whatever they can to make money. That's all they care about.
That's the easiest. See, that's the easiest way to explain that one away. Are they sellouts? Or were they in on it from the beginning? That's a whole.
Well, a lot of them were like 19 when they started too. I mean, a lot of them were younger when they started, 19 or 20.
Well, yeah, that's where you have organizations with secrets, right? I mean, are you saying that there was no infiltration?
I just think they can change. Oh no! I'm just saying that maybe they personally changed. Where Ice-T was just like, yeah, well, I'm not really that anymore now.
See, the thing is, that's all right. In my opinion, that's operating under how you think. Not everybody thinks like how we think. So there's that to consider. There's different beliefs.
I just thought about it this way too. If you think about the message that he started out early in his career, it was a horrible message and did nothing of value for his community. But
he got a following.
He's always been a sellout.
Well,
that's because that was promoted and pushed and put to the top. Whereas if a rapper came along with a positive message, that shit didn't get played.
Yeah, they tried that with Will Smith. They tried that with Will Smith. That didn't work out.
He was just corny.
He was popcorn. That's what he said himself.
Hip-hop changed overnight. It went from Tribe Called Quest and these guys to suddenly overnight it was just gangsta rap.
Oh, like from hip hop to rap kind of thing.
Well, they just changed it. The tone of it changed so much from the early Tribe Called Quest stuff.
Yeah.
To suddenly it's just all gangster all the time.
Well, they got to draw us
the radio.
NWA was the gangster rap.
Mm-hmm.
AK-47 is the tool, and then it goes to I don't even know. What did you say? They're all gay now. So they're talking about AK-47s.
They're all gay now.
They're wearing
NW gay, bro. NW gay.
Oh God. Oh shit.
I don't understand why they're hiding it though. Why do they make all these top rappers homosexuals, but it's not known to the general public like that?
They're
Because there's
promoting
You
that
would
shit.
think,
I
They're
know.
promoting it.
but they're not promoting it. They're
I know, hold on.
because it's not known like in the mainstream that most of these
Okay.
guys are gay.
This is my idea here. This is my wild speculation. So you have people with money that, you know, put these people out, you know, with the record deals and such. And so this is what I've gathered overall. Nothing specific I can point to, but these white dudes in power with a lot of money, they like to have sex with black dudes, I guess. And they don't want it known because they're associated, they're affiliated. So that's why it's on the DL. That's my opinion.
You mean white people that are really Jewish, right?
Well, whatever, yeah.
Yeah. Because you know, Eazy-E, their producer for NWA, he was Jewish, and like all the record producers are.
Yeah, so they don't want it out, you know, who they're affiliated with, that they're gay. I mean,
Yeah.
call it gay for pay, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
That's the
Yeah, that's
Kazarian
a whole big
Mafia, and
topic.
that's their agenda. They're pushing this gay agenda in the black community, which the black community was like very outspoken against homosexuality. Like they didn't give any fucks.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
Right. So they're trying to they're trying to co-opt that or corrupt it, because remember everyone wore the baggy, saggy pants, dude. They wore pants off, and then they switched to wearing fucking skinny jeans. It's like, what? So how do they get the other thugs? They get the other thugs to wear it. Hey, I know. Let's get a rapper to make it fashionable, and all these stupid fuckers will copy. And what that's happening to some extent.
Still.
I think I like your theory though, Jen. Let me spit this at you to see if I got it right. So you're saying that the rap industry has been taken over by like a gay sort of mafia, and they're basically just promoting from within, and that's why all the top rappers are gays.
Well, yeah, somebody's got to be the I don't know what, the honeypot. The big names are searching for other future big names and future sex partners for these deviants that are high in their elitism and money and power, you know.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Thanks. It's not funny, but fuck. After you watch this shit happen for a couple decades, you know, you kind of get it. Maybe, I mean, if you're slightly paying attention, you can kind of get an idea. I mean, so, you know, when Ron brought up, so yeah, Jewish, you know, what I thought of, and this is so fucked up. I didn't know that, like, my whole life that this was a thing. You know, when they do a brisk, you know, what they do after they make the incision, what they do. That's fucked up.
With their teeth?
Man. Whatever they do, I don't know. I mean,
the rabbi, what he does to the little boy. Yeah.
Yep.
With their teeth?
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's it looks pretty inappropriate to me, and that's considered a religious ritual.
Yeah, right. He gets the adrenochrome out of the
Good Lord.
What he's doing. Yeah, it's horrendous that they would do that shit. It's like, oh my god.
I mean, okay, so I get it. You know, there's enzymes in the mouth that clean a wound, but that's usually one's own enzymes. I mean, a mother's enzymes could work, but, you know, some unrelated individual doing that's just, that's a perversion to me.
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, who would even want to do that? It's crazy to me that anybody would even line up for that task unless you were.
I meant the people watching it, like the people watching that, and no one's like vomiting. Like, what the fuck did I just see? What is
this? It's indoctrination. They think it's the right thing to do, right?
It's fucking bizarre.
It is very bizarre.
The culture is very messed up. That the whole culture is very twisted and sick.
Well, yeah.
Like if that was to go public, like the general public to be made aware of that, they would freak out. Like, holy
They would
shit.
freak out.
Yeah.
So how do you think they would freak out if they knew these high-level people, white or what have you, they're having secret parties with these rappers that want to get signed, and they have to do certain things in order for that to take place? You know, it's insidious.
That would not faze them as much as the other thing.
I'm not sure actually anything would happen. People are so fucking stupid now.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean, though?
By I don't think anything would happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Or were you talking to somebody else?
No, elaborate on what you think would not happen. I'm sorry.
So like you were saying, if people became aware of that, I don't think it would have any effect on them. I don't think it would stop them from listening. I think they just keep going about.
Oh God,
the same way they are now. I don't think it would really have that much of an effect.
I would be on board with that as well. Unfortunately, sad state of affairs.
Well, look how far they moved the Overton window, right? What's acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
It started out really gradual, and over 50, 60 years, look at where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's considered like now they're passing these like the Bud Light thing, right? There was a trans person promoting Bud Light, and it really backfired. So like everyone's like boycotting that shit. Like, I ain't gonna be caught dead drinking the Bud Light. Fuck that. You know what I mean?
Now it's Target is having a Bud Light situation. Did you hear about that, Ron?
I didn't know. Fill me in.
It just happened. If you look up Really Graceful, her channel.
Yeah.
Remember her? She did a video on it, and so I guess Target has decided to come out with some interesting clothing line for children that has to do with transgenderism.
I don't understand that whole Bud Light thing, though, because are you telling me, honestly, that corporation didn't know what was going to happen?
Exactly. Yeah, this is a social experiment. This is a litmus test. We're witnessing a litmus test, you guys.
The management miscalculated. They greatly miscalculated what they could get away with. And I don't know, Jen.
I think it's deeper than that. I think it's deeper than that.
Wow.
I don't know, because there's got to be more to it, because they know the numbers, they know who their demographic is, and they know the population of people's.
What if they put one of these people in the management, right? And they think in their mind it's perfectly normal, right? Because they're degenerates. Like, oh yeah, and the people won't care. They'll go back to drinking our shit, and they way underestimated the blowback.
Oh. I want to hear the alternative theory. The other person I was talking, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at my phone, who it was.
I would think that that's possible. So, but is one person actually in sole command to make those decisions? I would think they would have like a board of people that would be like, okay, yeah, you can go with this. And that board, it has to know
There's many hands. There's many hands and sign off.
There has to be some weird reason why they did it that we're not aware of yet.
It's a litmus test.
The agenda, like that's what they do.
They're owned by it's a Belgian a conglomerate.
Yeah,
an American company.
They were bought out. Budweiser was bought out.
And actually, my brother-in-law said he watched an interview with I don't know, some high-level CEO of the overarching umbrella company or whatever. And they said, they're over in Europe. They said, oh, well, it's not a big loss to us what's happening right now with Bud Light. He's kind of like, it's okay. We're good.
Well, they went through with it anyways, because it wasn't. It's not about that. It's about something else. There's some ulterior motive behind it all.
Yeah, no doubt. There's many hands in a marketing campaign that's got to be signed off on. This female, she took the fall for public consumption, so it makes sense. But yeah, there's more to the story, I would say, as well.
It also helps drum up division between those two factions, because people that are against that lifestyle, they see, oh, it was just this dumb bitch who is into that lifestyle. She fucked up, thought she could get away with it, and it makes them more upset and dislike that side even more. And same goes for the other side.
Well, they did the same kind of shit with a really big high-level fashion brand called Balenciaga.
Yeah, I know Balenciaga. I don't know the story.
So they did this campaign, including children and plush toys that had costumes of bondage. So it was like bondage scenes, and everybody's like pointing to one person. It's like, oh, no. Au contraire, mon frère. There are many. This is not an accident. There was like a half a dozen different things that to point towards that this was not an accident. I mean, it's just people just don't pay attention. And I think they want to find out how much people are paying attention. It's like a litmus test. I mean, there could be more to it. Absolutely. But to my understanding right now, that's what it is. They're trying to figure out, I mean, they're taking a risk. Like, I don't know, a risk that they can afford to take. Like with Bud Light.
Someone's paying him to do it for sure.
So yeah, now I think it's an easy way for, if I were to guess if there's more to it, it would be an easy way for a company to go bye-bye because they got quote unquote canceled, because this new Bud Light canceling system seems to be going over to other companies. Mm-hmm. So yeah, who knows what kind of monkey business they're doing on the stock exchange. You know, they could be trying to teach somebody a lesson and they lost a lot of money on the stock exchange. There's no telling, what it could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be an agenda. You know, like, I'm not trying to get into another topic, but like I was watching some stuff about the Titanic, and there's some crazy theories I don't contend with, like it never sunk. It's like, okay, dude. But I think it was more, it just so happened that there's 3 high-level financiers on that boat. One of them is John Jacob Astor, and I forget who the 2 other ones were. But, so, yeah, they perished. One thing, okay.
Will you tell me about the shoe thing? Because I heard you talking about this the other night, and you mentioned something about shoes, and I didn't catch it all.
Okay, hopefully CB's not in here because he'll be rolling his eyes and shit. Okay, so anyway. All right. So I was watching conspiracy theories about the Titanic, and some of them I'm like, nah. But so then I was watching stuff from the mainstream. You know, keep it level, right? Mm-hmm. Keep it even. And so I don't remember if it was BBC or which, I'd have to look it up. But so they were showing footage of the actual wreck site of Titanic, you know, with the deep sea submarine thing or whatever. And so they showed some artifacts, like I think it might have been a porcelain doll head. You know, all you saw was the face of the doll head. That's like the most iconic. But also, so they showed there's no bodies, no skeletons, but there are shoes, leather shoes. Now tell me if that makes sense to you. And tell me if it also makes sense to you that these shoes were untied. If there used to have been a foot in there, I don't know, maybe the waves and the ruckus could have unlaced them or untied them. But
just been a shoe that was in a suitcase or a drawer or something, or a closet that was an extra pair of shoes.
It was just laying on the floor of the ocean randomly.
And it's still had laces?
It not only was it not tied, like 1 or 2 top lace holes were empty. They were unlaced. And that's how they're displayed in the museum also. So yeah, so you have no bodies, no skeletons, but you have a fucking shoe after 100 years? Come on, man. That's just like not logical. I mean, so you're trying to tell me that freezing cold water, freezing cold salt water is going to preserve a shoe? but it's not going to preserve high density bone. That just doesn't make sense. I mean, I was being a lot more funny about it the other day, but if that's an example of evidence that the mainstream gives out and we just don't pay attention and think logically through that, that's really frightening.
People don't have a good BS detector anymore.
No, it is not working correctly. So I just found that extraordinarily funny at the time when I came across it. I'm like, wow. So, so allegedly there's people that think that the Titanic never sank. That's like, I don't know. I guess it's no different than us saying we didn't go to the moon.
Right.
I mean, so I guess, I don't know how, so what is underneath the ocean then, But okay, so if it were to be fabricated and, the boat under the ocean that they call the Titanic is not the Titanic, which I find hard to believe, but, because there's no bodies, I don't know if it's possible for them to survive that long under the ocean. I don't know much about the science with that, but, if I were to wildly speculate and come up with some far-flung conspiracy, maybe that entire boat went to another portion of land unknown to us.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, it's like they repopulated
and they reused it later.
Wait, what?
They said it had a sister ship, the Olympia.
Yes.
So maybe it was the same fucking ship, right? It's like, all the astronauts.
Okay.
Remember on the Challenger that blew up, they all have a twin. And it's like, wait a minute.
So all those different level of people, you had your first, second, and third class of people, they would be responsible for repopulating another land unknown to us. That's my far-flung conspiracy about the Titanic.
Iron Republic?
Mm-hmm. Iron Republic?
Yeah, that was the place outside the ring. Like people who went outside of our land, they went to another land. That map from Japan, that black and white map where it shows like all these other continents outside of our.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And someone wrote a book called The Iron Republic about people who left.
No, wow.
Huh. Yeah.
Sketchiest thing about the Titanic to me is the fact that there was that book written years before that had a ship called the Titan, and on its maiden voyage it hit an iceberg and sank.
That's what they were talking about. Okay, so I thought it was a current
book. No, it's like they stole the idea from the book, and it's like later on they're like, look, what a coincidence.
You know what that reminds me of? You know what that reminds me of is Baron Trump, the Adventures of Little Baron Trump. I forget the name and everything, but that seems a little bit coincidental as well. I mean,
and they say, the book must have predicted the future, but I think it's more likely they just stole the idea from the book, like for the false flag, sort of.
Yeah. I don't know though. That would mean I'm not saying that's not correct, but that would mean that was it by chance that Donald Trump named his son Barron Trump? I mean, it could be, some long-term planning. Trump, you must name your son Barron.
That Titanic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speculation of yours would make an amazing film. God, that's so cool. That's a really cool speculation. I've never heard anybody say that before. It is.
Oh yeah, speculation is my favorite. I mean, what would be
cool idea.
What's more fun? What's more fun, speculating on things like this or listening to upright lies on the news? What's more fun?
Yeah, because the only conspiracy theory I heard about the Titanic was that it was sunk for an insurance fraud scam.
But yeah. That sounds possible, sure, but I think it's deeper than that. I think that there was 3 bankers on that boat.
And they were standing in the way of the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, they happen to be, those 3 bankers happen to be against JP Morgan, for creating the Federal Reserve, and to which J.P. Morgan, at the very last minute, decided not to go on the main voyage of the Titanic. Isn't that weird? It's pretty weird.
Totally weird.
Are the J.P. Morgans and Rothschilds of the world, are these people fucking geniuses or what the fuck?
I don't think they're human. Some of them.
I don't know.
You don't think they're human?
I think they're like possessed or something.
Influenced.
Yeah. Like the strategy's too good. It's too old. It's too. The vision on it is far too.
Well, okay, so a lot of people who have
demonic in nature.
People who have a lot of family. People who have a lot of family money and wealth, they have very large and old libraries. So back before there was television, people used to actually read books to learn things. And so, that's where I would say, the Rothschilds and the 13 families or whatever you want to call them, maybe where that comes from. But I'm sure there's some higher level influence in that picture. There would have to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, it seems like the whole thing really boils down to like an anti-human agenda, like all of it. Mating less, having less, being less, depopulation. It seems like the whole thing is just working against humanity. So which makes me think that the enemy is essentially somewhere in there. There's something that's not human that's sort of guiding it.
Yeah, that's pretty scary, man.
Whether it's like demonic or
yeah, that involves high level speculation there. Big time. But that's my
opinion. When I think about motive, it's like, well, who would want to wipe humans out except for something that's not human?
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time believing in the lizard thing, even though I say that the dude from Facebook is a lizard, but that's like really fringy.
Well, I don't know necessarily like another like race. It could be some like a spirit sort of thing, or transdimensional being.
I mean, do I think that there's a possibility of ethereal beings potentially from another dimension? Yeah, I mean, so.
Or even like bacterial almost. Like, you have these strange parasites that will inhabit brains and make the host body do strange things to perpetuate it.
Like, you know what that makes me think of? What are those things? Cordyceps. Cordyceps, they are a parasite fungus that grows out of bugs.
Ants?
Yeah. Yes.
There's a number of. There's one that will like hijack. It's a wasp. It'll kind of go inside like the back of a roach's head and sort of mess with its nerve endings and basically remove its ability to run away. And it just it guides it along down into its home like docilely, and then it, whatever. I'm sure it lays its eggs inside of it and all that stuff. But it's almost like you think about like a parasite like that can affect rat brains like Toxo, or it's almost like what could a complex society of parasites do? If just a tiny little single organism can do that, the possibility that we have something that's driving us to our destruction, we don't really know why. I mean, it's a possibility.
Love it.
Wow.
And that's why it doesn't matter the ideology. It doesn't matter it just uses everything as a vehicle. It'll use politics. It'll use music. It'll use anything to infect people with this sort of mindset that's just killing us and fueling something else. That we're just unaware of.
Right. There's always something. But yeah, you guys, how about that flat Earth?
What are you talking about?
What was the flat Earth conversation before you guys went off in the weeds? It wasn't my fault this time.
What flat Earth? What are you talking about?
What you talking about, man?
Morning, everybody.
Hey. So anyway, hey, Helio just dropped off. He must have went to sleep.
He's gonna eat pizza.
Oh. Oh, I can't get over it. Yet another Helio song. Awesome.
I think that one's my favorite.
I'm telling you, I agree with you.
I used to be into the fucking lizard people thing for a while, but I let it go once I woke up to flat Earth, because isn't the whole lizard people thing globe Earth kind of thing? Because aren't they supposed to be aliens?
Whenever I think of the lizard topic, I always think of David Icke.
Yeah, me too.
And then, then you got to say, it's coming from David Icke, so maybe I should take just like a grain of salt from this one.
It's crazy how people like David Icke, they will actually put in like really good information in some of their presentations, but then fill it with so much shit.
Yeah. What do you think that David Icke says is true? Anything you can think of right off the top of your head?
There was something I was watching a talk he did at like Wembley, and he was talking about vibrational waves and stuff, like
yeah.
And like I believe in all that stuff, but that stuff is real. And how you can affect a lot of things like mood and plants with certain vibration. Wait, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it was something like that. I'm probably misrepresenting it.
No, I get it.
And he also was talking about stuff about, and other people have talked about this too, but about how certain information, like in certain like plants and other things, if you, depending on what you feed that thing and how you treat it, even with the sound and tone of your voice, can affect its growth.
Oh man, that's from David Icke. He would say that.
Yeah, I think he had something similar to that a little bit in one of his. Because that goes with vibration, right? Because our voices, that's a vibration that we're putting out, right? Or a sound waves are vibration, right?
Right.
So it was something to do with that.
Okay. But yeah, there's so much other stuff to focus on besides lizard people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, after Flat Earth, I
oh, you go ahead.
Take people seriously anymore. Like even Alex Jones, I couldn't, even though I believe he put a lot of good info out there on a lot of things. The fact that he cucks for NASA and promotes NASA, I couldn't listen to him anymore. I don't want to hear anything he has to say.
Right, I got it.
They're turning the frogs.
And I realize he's probably allowed to,
Oh, absolutely. That's what I was thinking.
But they told him NASA is off limits. You're not allowed to. You have to promote that, but you can expose anything else. Oh, except for the one he just recently got sued for. I think he jumped the gun on that. Didn't have permission to out that one, and that's why they tried to destroy him for it. Because
Which one?
Right about that.
Sandy Hook?
Yeah.
Wow.
Joe Rogan, he had Tyson on his show, and he was asking Tyson a bunch of questions about like the flag moving and whatnot, how they get all the water up, just some basic logistics. How would you do this? Like what would you pack? Like he's kind of like framing it in a way like you're going on a couple week long camping trip. How much supplies do you need and whatnot? And he didn't really think there was enough on the capsule to supply those guys for that long of a trip. And Tyson's response was, I'm paraphrasing, but think of your family going down this line of questioning.
I didn't hear that last part. What was the last part you said?
Oh, he told him to think about his family.
And doing what? I thought there was something else after that.
No, that was it. Just like a veiled threat.
Yeah.
Damn.
The same way they got the astronauts to not say anything. It's like all they got to do is bump off a few of them, and the rest of them are like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut."
Yeah.
You look at the number of accidents, like after the Apollo program, like astronauts were just dropping dead, car accident, brain aneurysm, suicide. One after another just kept dying. You're like, wow, that's like tomb, King Tut's tomb is like as a weaker curse than going to the moon.
I'll tell you how they got all that water up there, Joe. Think about your family.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
That's a really fucked up answer.
Then the globalists tried to say, well, no, think about how, like your family would be embarrassed about you being a conspiracy theorist or whatnot. I go, he didn't say that. That's not what he said.
Yeah, no, that's not what that was implying at all.
Which Tyson? Neil deGrasse?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking Mike Tyson for a second. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
No, Mike Tyson, he's a flat earther.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's red pilled as fuck.
There's a lot of people in the fight game that are flat earthers in Awake.
Yeah, because they know that they counter the globalists have a lot of violence on their side. Like there's psychopathic uses of violence, punching people, and you saw Buzz sucker punching. I just grew up like Bart Sabel.
Yeah.
But if you've got a prize fighter, a world-renowned top prize fighter like Eddie Bravo and Mike Tyson, who's gonna want to? They can't go to violence there because they know they'll just get their ass beat.
That's because fighters fight on a still, flat, stationary platform.
See, the thing, too, that's why the globalists use violence, because they don't have the truth. If you've got truth, if you've got logic, reason, and science, you just let that stuff speak for itself. They have none of that. None. They got nothing to show for their model, so the only thing they can use is control. And the control through manipulation, control through physical violence, threats of violence, gaslighting. That's all they got. That's why famous philosophers in the past said, as soon as it becomes a conflict, the truth dies. Because the truth doesn't need anything other than the truth to be true. It doesn't need layers of propaganda and machinery behind it to constantly push forward narratives that people inherently know are false.
The fact that we're even here talking about this, that should wake some people up in itself. Because if it was a globe, we wouldn't fucking be here talking about this right now. We would all know. And they could prove it easily. But they don't prove it because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I like
you
that.
You know what I mean?
Globalists ask you, "Oh, so you've debunked the globe?" I say, "No, I haven't." And they're like, "Ha, checkmate." I go, "No, I don't debunk things that have never been proven to me. Prove it first. Let's see your proof. Then I can debunk it. If you show me what you got, then we'll talk about my debunk. But so far, you've got nothing. How am I going to debunk nothing? Did you want you? And then basically it's like, no, where's your proof of flat Earth or whatever? They just spiral out of control. Once they realize they've got nothing, absolutely nothing, it's a bag of an empty bag that called their bluff. Show me your hand. I call your bluff.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Show me what you got. Love it, bro.
Show, then tell.
Yeah. Not tell. Tell is not first.
Yeah, it's show, tell. This is very basic kindergarten level shit right here.
It's not complicated.
Yeah, don't be retarded.
Yeah. Don't be retarded. I don't care if that's not politically correct. I think it's hilarious. I don't care.
God, I hate these people so much, but yet I admire them so much because they're freaking geniuses. The way they fucking manipulate the people, it's brilliant how they do it.
Yeah, they got it from Operation Paperclip. They took the best of the best Nazi war criminals in propaganda, just brought them to America and said, "Do your magic here," right? That was a fucking stroke of genius. You got a whole society to throw away everything they thought was true and follow some mandate they didn't even ask for. Reproduce that here in America. And they did. All they did was hand out a couple television sets. And next thing you know, everyone just believes what they see on TV. Complete bullshit. You can go there and see there's no, you can see the man behind the curtain, and people still fall for it.
The fact that they took those people too and put them in that position also points to the fact that that war in itself was a fucking lie too. Because if they're so evil and they're the enemy, why would you bring them here and give them that important role?
Yeah, the saying that the Nazis weren't defeated; they just moved to America. In South Africa or South America.
Yeah, and the whole thing to begin with wasn't to get rid of the Nazis because they didn't get rid of them.
They just brought them here and gave them state funerals.
Yikes.
That's the one thing that I thought was hilarious. On this other server, I know you guys do something don't like when I talk about that, but this guy was telling me that Flat Earth was against TOS and that I should be banned from the server for that because TOS violations are bannable, the server rules. And I'm like, well, how? Like, walk me through your thinking here. How is it? Why is Flat Earth bannable? He said because it's TOS. I'm like, okay, well, you're circular. Your logic right now is circular. You have to tell me why. Then why is it TOS? He said it's misinformation. I'm like, interesting, right? Okay, so it's misinformation. So if I tell you this surface, I describe it as flat, and then tell you I describe it as flat, that's misinformation. Why? And then he got into NASA. I'm just going through his logic, right? Because NASA and exploring space. I'm like, well, now you're in TOS, because if I talk about Nazi stuff, you call that TOS too, right? He's like, well, certainly. Who was the first director of NASA? I go, your idea is TOS, not mine. Not mine, homie. If I want to talk about the globe and talk about NASA, that would be TOS. Me talking about the surface of the Earth and me describing it as flat, not even close to the level of TOS violations on your side. And of course, I was a liar. There was no Nazis, and
Well, you were talking to a little parrot, so it's of no consequence. Yeah.
Yeah. Then after he found out the mods were like, "Holy shit, Crit, you're right." Then they're like, "Yeah," and then the guy he said, "Well, he should still be banned." And they're like, "Why, dude? Like, you just got wrecked, Here you are crying about Flat Earther being TOS." And then he said, "Well, you're just gonna have to block them," and that's kind of where it stayed. Like the guy blocked me, like locally on his side.
What a weirdo!
Yeah, like he thought he had a winning argument. Like he stayed up all night, scratch notes, scratch paper, sticky notes, trying to figure out how he's going to silence Flat Earth, and ended up just silencing himself. Retarded.
He took his own wig off.
Yeah, he did. His biggest argument against Flat Earth is his TOS. Dude, try talking about NASA and not be TOS. If you think Nazi stuff, anything Nazi related, is TOS. Wowzers, dude.
Hey, Crit.
Yeah.
Were you talking to that one fresh and whatever place? Wasn't somebody talking with an astrophysicist from that? What?
Oh, yeah. I didn't go over there, but yes, I think it was Helio, Gemsy, Heretic. I'm not sure.
That's fine. What I wanted to know is, what was your favorite highlight of that discussion or whatever it was?
Yeah, as the people started to spiral out, they just left the channel. It seemed like it was an okay. It seemed annoying, and it was kind of like
okay. Then I think I've been sorry, Crit. I was thinking about somebody else then, because somebody recently was talking with an astrophysicist, or no, astro theorist. Like the people on The Big Bang Theory, astro.
Oh yeah, there's one here. I can't think of his name, like Iter or whatever. Aether, the username. I thought you were talking about when they went to another server just like yesterday.
No, I think I was confusing two things at once, so that's my bad. But astrotheologist, I think. And maybe that's not even right. And I forget, it was like within the last week, I thought. No bells ringing for anybody?
No.
Well, shit. No.
People come in here. They'll come in here claiming astrophysics and won't even know what it is. I go, what is it? Tell me what you think that is.
I think it was QE. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was a student.
Oh, there's an astro engineer. Was that okay?
Astro engineer. Is he aspiring to be an astro theorist or physicist or something?
Yeah, or aerospace engineer. An aerospace engineer, yeah.
All right, kooky question. What's the official position that the kids on The Big Bang Theory, what was their title? Do you guys remember? Because I thought it was like the same. I'm trying to poke fun at.
Oh, the TV show?
Somebody. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I never watched. I've seen just little clips here and there, but I think they had different jobs. Like one of them was an astronaut. I remember that.
Right.
And another was like a chemist, and then there was like some sort of medical device, bio person.
Bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was yeah. But one of them was a theorist, a theoretical astro-theoretical theorist.
The main character, that Sheldon guy, was like that.
Yeah, and his roommate. They both did the same thing. Artist. Yeah, basically. But they did the same thing. Yeah, I would have to Google that, but anyway, so it was, discussion with a student in that field, and somebody was having, maybe it was QE. Because I remember asking, was QE on his best behavior, or was he calling him a retard everywhere?
QE has a best behavior? I don't think I've ever witnessed that.
Seen it. I have seen it.
I'm
usually with younger.
When he's here, because I'm afraid he's gonna.
Well, okay. So this is my thinking on how, because I've seen him be. It's whatever he gets sent to him. Like if he can sense an attitude with somebody, that he's going to give it back. But like I've heard him talk to ladies and younger kids, and he was just fine, not calling anybody a retard or anything like that. So he just gives back whatever he gets in. That's my take.
Question last night. I wanted his opinion on something last night, and it would have been a speculation answer, and I understood that, and I knew that. I didn't care. I still wanted to know if he had any thoughts about it himself, what he thinks. Talking about the moon, and he refused to answer because it would just be speculation. But I didn't care. I was curious because it's such a weird thing how it's. We know it's a luminary, but when you look at it with like a P900, it looks like it does have some sort of surface. But then again, you'll look at it and it looks fucking see-through. And it's
don't get me started on the moon. I'll pull us way into the weeds on the moon.
I don't understand I don't understand what it is at all. It's crazy.
Have you heard of the Plasma Moon Map by Vibes of the Cosmos YouTube channel? His name's Sergios.
Oh, it sounds vaguely familiar.
Dude, look up Vibes of the Cosmos and look at the old videos first. It'll blow your ass.
I want to because I think it's going to leave me with more questions.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a rabbit hole. So if you don't want to go down a rabbit hole, then don't.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm so tired of rabbit holes.
Every time you turn around, there's one.
Yeah, I'm just done. Flat Earth is the last one. I feel like, okay, this is it. This is the most important one. None of the other ones matter, really, in my opinion. It all starts with this.
I mean, other things are a good way to open the door to somebody.
Well, yeah, because this wasn't my first, rabbit hole. I went down so many rabbit holes before I got here. Which is actually amazing that we actually are even here because of the amount of control they have. It's amazing that we did fucking wake up. I'm really thankful for it. That's for sure.
No doubt.
It's like the tighter they squeezed, the more they lost control.
Good afternoon, Homo sapiens. What's cooking? Any globe-proof suffragette folks, no?
No.
That's a coincidence, man. I was sure it was going to happen today, man. I had my hopes up. Oh well. May happen someday. Don't everyone speak at once. So has there been any decent conversations that I've missed today?
On and off.
I managed to get a couple of people in and gave them a listening pass from Politics server, because I'm still in their CogDis, I'm in their jail, because I won't change my profile picture. They're trying to say it's a Nazi fucking picture, so I can't change it. I'm kind of stuck in their jail, so I'm just poaching customers from there. Every time I see someone in, I just DM them, try and get them over here.
Yeah, that's a weird server. It's like every day it's a completely new set of rules and arbitrary interpretations.
Yeah, I've never actually seen any mod in there being a mod, like actually enforcing the rules. I've seen them being a dick and acting emotional about shit, but I've never actually seen anyone like being a reasonable staff member and trying to like make the place a better server. They just fucking don't give a toss.
Yeah, it's like basically it is like a collection of mini servers where each person, like, they got someone who's kind of internet or Discord famous. They go, here you go, you can come to our server, we'll give you a room where you can like add people and, you know,
please, basically.
Yeah.
But I'm adamant, man, I'm not going to change my profile picture, so I take it I'm going to be stuck in fucking jail forever.
It kind of goes to what we were talking about on another server. This guy was telling me that Flat Earth is TOS, a TOS violation. And then I'm like, okay, sure, let's talk about the start of NASA then, you know, because eventually we got there about him talking about NASA.
So, if that's the case, surely Globe Earth's a fucking terms of service fucking violation. They're pushing fucking nonsense, delusional fucking waffle that they're trying to fucking push on youngsters and kids. Surely that's a terms of service fucking breach.
Yep.
Well, Globers are like the most toxic community on Discord, so.
Yeah, and they've got the fucking hard neck to call us toxic. They're fucking insane, man. Like, this is the most friendly, like, in general, the most friendly community I've found, and on the internet, completely. Like, we allow different ideas, fucking more the complete opposite of a fucking echo chamber, where they call us one, but they want to like push the same fucking bullshit that's in all the education systems, all over media. How the fuck can we be a fucking echo chamber?
Yeah, the world
is because they're all miserable.
Yeah.
Globers are all miserable.
Yeah, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and sometimes all three.
Yeah,
they're just very broken.
Yeah, I was like that one. I was miserable and lost purpose and why I was here, and had so many questions and doubts, and didn't know anything and didn't understand anything, what to believe. That all changed with Flat Earth.
I think Witzy was trying to get in there.
And I don't give a shit what happens.
Witzy, you're coming a little quiet. You're trying to talk. I think you're trying to talk earlier.
Oh, sorry.
I don't. By the way, I don't think. I think in a way, if you view it from this perspective, it's pretty interesting. So, the fact that we were lied to about the Earth makes Flat Earth the way that you just described, where it's like a life-altering thing. It really like shifts your perspective into gratitude. But imagine if no one had been deceived with the globe, then you would have maybe just become desensitized to the Earth being in the center and being special and being a plane. You know, like in a way, the globe deception is a good thing. Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have meant as much then. If you would have. Yeah, I think I understand what you mean.
No,
but at the same token, though, wouldn't because we waste so much time and energy focusing on this damn subject. If we didn't have to do this, we could be accomplishing a lot more.
Well, I think this is extremely